I love being able to have such amazing people around. And I'll tell you, for years and years and years, I prayed that God would bring the right people so we could really change the world. Because who agrees it's hard to change the world with people that don't have the same vision as you?
That's right. Yes, sir.
So I want to ask you, you've been in the online marketing industry for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
You speak on stages. You work with some of the biggest names in the industry to this day and continuing moving forward. You shared some stuff with me about what stood out so much. But I would love just to hear from your heart. What is the unique thing about Finance Pro that sets this apart from everything that's ever existed that you've seen in your 16-year career?
You walk the talk. You know, you're a man whose yes is a yes and his no is a no. And I've been looking and searching for someone like that for a long time. But I feel like I've found the running mate. You know, someone that we can run, lock arms, and go together. It started with Mike, you know, brought me in here to this space. You know, most people come into these companies for the products, for the opportunity, but we stay because of the person we become. But, you know, Josh, as you said, I grilled you that day there when we went through the fire.
Yeah, you did.
And, you know, the respect that was commanded in the room, like, you didn't flinch. You stood your ground. And, man, that earned my respect. And, you know, it's a rare thing. It's a rare thing to find someone who's not just a man of faith, but who's actually living out the works as well. You know, because faith without works is dead. But when you flip that on the other side of it, everything comes to life.
Come on.
And, you know, as people have heard my story and whatnot, I've been looking for people who are just fully committed to serving others. The best term I can think of is a hero maker.
Come on.
You know, like, there are enough rock stars, there are enough celebrities in this world. We don't need more rock stars or celebrities. We need people who are people of substance, who are all about lifting others up, but not just, you know, like Coach Reg, I know you and I can go crush this game, but it's the little guy, the person, you know, the fact that you changed that comp plan very quickly and put Pro 250 in, that spoke volumes that anybody can win in this game.
Come on.
So let's go.
Come on. All right. Now we're going to switch and get real personal. All right? Coming back over to Dr. Bernstein. When it comes to your mission in life, I know that you have a big passion to help people in a big way. And Jeff, I think you just hit on it, so I'm curious to see how he responds to this.
Alignment.
Right? I'm very curious. What is it that you see within Finance Pro that turns the industry statistic on its head, that 95+% of people, even in the online marketing industry, never make a lot of money? Right? What was the statistic you shared back in the back real quick?
Most people in the game in their first 3 years only make $300 in their first year. Their first 3 years. On average, $300 a year.
The average person coming into the online marketing industry, statistically, now I know we got a room full of winners here, but statistically, 3 years, $300. Who agrees that's not going to go very far?
Not good enough.
So with that being said, how does this flip the statistic on its head for the person that's never had success, for the person that's never been, quote unquote, a leader? What is it here that creates that opportunity and gives them the ability to change that?
Well, that's a great question, Josh. I mean, what I see really is an opportunity here that everybody can win, from any denomination, any race, any age group. Whether they got little belief, whether they got large belief, whether they've been in this industry or not in this industry, this truly is a holistic, inclusive opportunity. And just what he just said just a moment ago about the compensation plan, how you actually tweaked that or changed it so that the little guy can win. It's a lot of big leaders here in this company. Yeah. A lot of them here in this room that are legends in this room. Wherever we go, we're going to make money. Yeah. But what we find, and I know all of us probably can agree to this, we can make the money, but it hurts us when our people can't make the money.
Come on. Come on.
It hurts us when our people can't make the money. So I don't want to ever go somewhere and thrive when my people can't survive. So what I want to do is...
Did y'all hear that?
Write that down.
That's a mic drop.
That is a bar in our next Finance Pro song. That'll be part of it. Say that one more time.
I don't want to go somewhere where I can thrive, but my people can't survive. Right? So what I've learned in my 30 years of being in this industry is how do you build something? You build it from the bottom up. You have to have an opportunity where, number one, the services, the opportunity is something that everybody can gravitate to, number one. Number two, you don't have to be a scientist to try to explain it to people, right? Okay, so it's easy enough for people to get this information out to people. And number three, they can make just enough money so that they can believe.
Come on.
Just to believe. Yeah, they want to make $100,000. They want to make $100,000 a month, but no, most people don't believe that.
Yeah.
There's a lid on their believing. There's a lid on the money that they can make. Why? Because of the people that they associate with. So we can just get that average person to be able to hit Pro 250 in a week. That's the building block of this business that's going to take this company and create more multimillionaires than any company in the history of MLM.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach Reg. Now, this is a question I think all of you will really appreciate. We have a really good legal team with Finance Pro. All right, if there's one thing that I've learned, if you have all of your ducks in a row when it comes to legal, you're good to go. Who agrees with that? Right? Now, this gentleman is a former attorney. So I think it's crazy. He said he came to interview me because I was interviewing. No, I'm kidding. But what was crazy about having Coach Reg involved is, we had a couple conversations, and immediately he took action and started sharing this with people. So I want to ask you, for the person that's looking to get started in this business, maybe never recruited one person ever. Who in here has never recruited one person in the online marketing industry? This is my type of room. Yeah. But next time we got to change that. All right? I want a lot of people that's never been in this space. This isn't just for MLM. This is for the world. I want to be very clear. Yeah. I do not want us to be known as a network marketing company. I want us to be known as the company for the people. All right? The only thing that makes this MLM is the compensation plan. Y'all understand that? MLM simply means multi-level marketing, meaning you get paid on more levels than one. All right? So just so we have the record clear on that. But here's my question. For someone just getting started, maybe they've had the opportunity to build a couple people, but what do they need to do to build a team that will build them generational wealth and get started today practically? What are the steps that you would take? As well as legally, how do you see this being sound and completely legal and the ability to put your name on it and run behind this fully?
Well, when I very first started, we were looking at streaming TV, and I had asked you a question about the streaming TV because it looked a little like it might not be quite right. And when you saw it, you stopped and put the brakes on and said, no, that's not right. Everything we do here must be legal, no doubt about it. And so that was very strong. A lot of people would have just kept going, kept making the money, but no, you stopped it, put a halt to it, and said, let's do this right. So that was very impressive. Anyone getting involved with this, though, should know that this is that legacy company. When you talk about generational wealth, I get excited about legacy. When my father died a few years ago, he was 70 years old, and it hit me, and I was like, wow, life goes by fast. Yeah, it does. And it made me realize I'm working in law 15 hours a day, court all morning, meetings all afternoon, working in late into the night to get the work done, and I just was not enjoying life. I wasn't with my family. So I said right then, I don't know what I'm waiting for. It's time to retire. And it took me another 5 or 6 years to get retirement in place so that I could then live my life. And everyone out there can work this business and make the same kind of money a lawyer can make without the degree, without all those hours. And that's what's so beautiful about this company. But going even further with legacy, I have something that I'd like to do. And in seeing this company now, I would like to wrap my legacy into Finance Pro. And when you say that this vision is so large, and you as a visionary, your vision is so large that we can all fit our vision inside of yours, that is so deep. Because there's a book out there, The Millionaire Next Door, and it says, what's wealth? And they define wealth as how long you can live into the future if you were to lose your job. So if you've got $9,000 in the bank and your expenses are $3,000 a month, well, you got 3 months of wealth. After that, you're out of it. You need to have residual income to be considered wealthy. So even if you don't have a job, you've got money coming in every month to handle your obligations. And once you do that, you're wealthy. You don't need $1 million to be wealthy. But if you're making $5,000 a month with this company and your bills are $4,000, you're wealthy. You're done. And you can do that quickly within a couple months with this company. So everybody, the little guy can win here. Just amazing. And I'm ready.
Come on, Coach. Let's go. All right. Dr. McIntyre.
Yes.
So you are the hood motivator.
Yes.
So I want to give you the ability to share from your vision.
Right.
Minority communities in America have been suffering for a long time. And the government has played this game. I'm going to get a little personal, and I don't care. It's about to happen. The government's played this game where they've given people just enough to make them think that they're surviving, but truly they're not.
Right.
How do you see Finance Pro being a vehicle that you can take to the hood?
Right.
You can take to the people that may not have ever been taught this information, that they were taught how to sling dope because that's what their dad did,
right.
Whatever the situation is. In the reality, that's how they had to provide for their family, being in the situation that they're in.
Right.
How do you see this being the vehicle for them to be able to truly get access to change their situation?
Well, I would say, I'm gonna get personal.
Come on.
Where I come from is, Compton, Long Beach, LA, Skid Row, all these places where we grew up hustling, but we don't know business, right? So I'm glad I'm at the stage of my life where I can connect my vision with your vision. And when I failed in business, I went to go learn business. And a lot of us don't know business because we don't understand the language. And I'm not saying everybody needs to get an education in business, but I got my education in business so I could go back to my neighborhood and teach business to them. I got my master's in business, I got my doctorate in business, and now I'm about to take Finance Pro to them and let them know, now you have a vehicle to understand and ask me questions, and if I don't know the answers, I could go right back to Josh and I can give that to you. You don't need to be on these streets hustling and slinging dope and doing all these things that's illegal, scamming. We live in a world full of scams right now. Let's be real right now. We live in a world right now when you put the wrong situation in your computer, you're gonna get a couple of calls and it might sound great and you'll be scammed out a whole lot of money. I'm not even playing with you guys. I went through that situation already. People are living on fast money right now. So Finance Pro is a positive purpose vision. And let me get this straight. If we don't add God into our business plan, we ain't going nowhere. This man, Josh, has added God into his business plan, and that's why I'm on board right now. Because if you don't add God into your business plan, your business, it might boom, but it's going to fail, you know what I'm saying, in a couple of scenarios. But when you add God into your vision and you understand Finance Pro, and you put that in my city or in the hoods that's around the world, they no longer have to get in trouble and get incarcerated for doing something illegal. They could do something right and put this situation right. And that's why I feel like I'm the bridge between that gap between Josh, Finance Pro, and the hood. I am the hood motivator, but I'm going to teach him something.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I have chills all over my body right now. This is so special to me because this is real impact. This is real change. You know, I think a lot of us have desire to truly change the world, but we just simply didn't know how. We didn't have access to the right things. Regardless of what your background is, most people truly do not know how to build wealth. And one thing that we have made a stance as a company is we are going to be the company that educates the masses, but we're not here to just give you knowledge. We want to put you in a new vehicle that maybe you don't know how to start the engine of. All right? Maybe you're like me when I got in my sports car. How do you do this? And if you don't know, here's a little secret. The reason why we put the big red button on the dashboard is because that was the button that I needed to hit to start my car. All right? And what we want to give you the ability to do is to be able to start your dreams, start your car. Maybe you never got in the seat of a Ferrari, but now you know pushing that red button, when you do, it's the same thing. All right? So I want you to have dreams that are big. Now, coming back to you, Jeff. You came all the way from Australia. When I say servant heart, this man has sent me so many messages while I'm here asking, what can I do to serve? And unfortunately, I've not responded to a lot of them because I've barely been on my phone because we've been here. But in every way, he's made a stand in order to help in any arena that he can help in. So being that you're a pastor and being that you are who you are, when it comes to leadership, I think you're a very, very strong example of what leadership looks like.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, with that being said, what is it that makes a leader?
Yeah, powerful question, and thank you for recognizing that. Because I never was a leader. It's something I've had to develop. I've had to work hard for it. I've had to work into it. And, it really is, the best way I can describe it is someone who lives life above the line.
Come on.
Who's someone who takes ownership and responsibility and accountability for every action. And, there are too many people living in life below the line. You talk about the hood, and all that sort of thing. Well, I was spoilt as a kid growing up. I had everything. I had the horses, I had the motorbikes, and so I didn't know how to respect money. But I left home at 14, and I was reckless with my money. And I went for a very, very long time that I was going from paycheck to paycheck, and then I had a really bad gambling problem, because of that. And I was chasing the dollar, and I've been successful, and before COVID, I had a full service digital marketing agency. I had 5 guys working for me full time, doing about $1 million a year in revenue, and I had all the flash things, the flash toys. It was egocentric though. And, I had to lose that business overnight to be humbled, to come back to a space of really servitude, to get out of my own way and to lift up something bigger than me. So, I shared my story before, I was an atheist 10 years ago, but, what I did was I was putting everybody that I saw as essentially as a leader up on a pedestal, and I performed to that expectation. And that was a self-imposed expectation, and it just set me up for failure after failure after failure. So I had to take the people that I was putting up there, and I had to put someone up there. So I chose to put Jesus up there.
Come on.
And so Jesus knows I'm already great. He already sees the glory in me, and I just had to perform to that. And I had to not necessarily perform to that, but I had to die to my will to then serve a greater will, a greater purpose, a kingdom purpose. And in that space, that's where I found my purpose. And, that I talk about that hero maker conversation. I had to learn my strengths, I had to learn my weaknesses, I had to learn how to get that mastery level, to go through that hero's journey. But then that, a hero maker is someone who puts others first, who is that mission first, that calling first.
Let's go. Listen, y'all give it up for all 4 of these gentlemen. All right, so I just want to say, I can't wait for